So in the previous class, I think if you remember, so we are discussing something about data types. Okay, so data types are represent the type of data stored in a variable. So in that one, we're having two classifications: classification one and classification two. Okay, so classification one we have to discuss. So classification one, in that classification one, we are having we can able to say again two things are there. One is like a basic data types or fundamental things, or second thing is like a advanced data types or collection data types, we can say. So in the basic one, we are having a integer, so float, complex, boolean value, and strings. So in the advanced one, we are having so list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So I think in the previous class we haven't discussed about the implementation part for these things, right? So in the today's class, so we see the what it is implementation part of the our basic data types. Okay, so let me open the Anaconda so prompt. So in this one, I will give Jupyter Notebook as a command. Jupyter, Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So just hold for, I mean, another 2 days also I will be taking the half an hour class only actually. But I'm absent tonight. So yeah. So in the Jupyter Notebook, once again. So it will be open in the our default web browser. So if I open the documents, so AI, so computer, it's one evening batch, Gen AI. So in this one, let us see variables, right? So let me create a one thing like a new notebook that is a Python. So now it will open in the new tab. Yeah. So here data types, data underscore types. So first thing is as we tell basic data types, right? Basic data types, or we can say fundamental. So let me make it as a markdown for better visibility. Make it as a markdown. Click on the markdown and execute this thing. If I execute this thing, it will be like heading. So first one is like integer, right? Integer. So integer means, for example, a equals to 10. Okay, a equals 10. So if I print a means I will be getting the value 10 here. So, but we have to see, we know already. So, which is an integer. Okay, int means we store the integer value means. So, it is an integer value, right? So, if you open this thing, so for example, I would like to check printer. So, type of a, type of variable a. So, if I execute this thing, it is an integer. So it is integer. So tell me, sir, what is, for example, so we have to get the integer, right? But what is this class name actually? Okay, what's the class? So as I told you in the previous class, so everything, okay, in the Python programming, so variables, functions, everything, so are the okay objects only. Okay, that is the reason we are getting the class object here. So it is a class and object, we can say. So I will be discussing the things very in detail in the upcoming classes. As of now, take it as an integer. Okay, it is integer. So that is a simple thing. And let me take so if you what is that? If you give the one more example, if I give so minus value also, we will be getting same output. For example, minus 100. Okay, minus 100. So if I execute this thing, so you will be getting still it is an integer. Okay, as so as per our understanding, we can see this thing. So if you see the our notebook here, so what is that? Integer values means both positive values and negative values also things with it. Okay. So next one is float. So if I take a float value here, float. Okay. So float means what? So we're having integer part and decimal part, right? So I will take so a equals to, for example, 14.5. Okay, having the decimal part in this one. Okay, fractional part is there. So if I, for example, let us take different variable b equals to 14.5 and print print b here and check for the print one second, print type of type of b. Okay, if I execute this thing, you can able to get so float point number. It's a floating number. Okay, it is a floating number. Can you able to understand what I'm saying is? So it is very easy to understand, nothing. Okay, so let me change this thing to different way. Now let me show you. So now I will give not 14.5, so just give 14.0. Okay, so still what's the output we will get? Still we will get the floating point number only. Okay, so we might think that so 14.0 means maybe integer. Okay, but it is also having the some fractional part. Okay, this is a fractional part, right? So still it is a float. Okay, so that is a integer is done, floating point number is done, and complex value is there. So complex means somewhat different. So after, guys, these complex numbers generally we won't use in the real time. So sometimes rarely we will use, but 99% generally we won't use the complex numbers. So still let us see the example. So a is equal to, for example, c equals to complex. So 3 plus 2 plus 5j, 2 plus 5j. Now if I print c means we will get the output. Okay, 2 plus 5j. Now let us see the print. So what is it? Type of so c, right? If I execute this thing, it is a complex number. Okay, so which is a plus bj form, right? A plus bj form, which is a, it is a real part and it is imaginary part. So we don't know what the imaginary part, right? So that is a things we can able to understand. So boolean value, so which is having two possibilities, true or false. So if you can able to see a equals to, okay, you can take a, so bool value a equals to, for example, I will keep true. Okay, true. So print type of A. So print A first of all. If we will get the true here, and we will take a print type of. So next one is type of. So for example, type of A here. So we will get the bool value. So same thing we can able to try for the false also. Okay. So actually here given the direct true value actually, but in the upcoming classes while discussing the operators, so I will be showing the conditions. So with the conditions, how the so this boolean value will be right. Okay, I will show these things. Now in place of true, I will keep false also. False. Okay, false. So if I execute this thing, we will be getting the this thing. Okay, what is the bool value? So that is a simple understanding, guys. Okay, so we are done with the. So next one is strings are there. It is a group, strings means group of characters which are represented in the single quotes and double quotes. Okay, so you might have in the question that, so what is the purpose of, sir? Can we use the when to use the single quotes and when to use the double quotes? So in the, generally we will use the anything we want, but when there is a combination, for example, if we want to use a combination of the single quotes and double quotes, and that time we have to careful. So I will be giving that use case in the upcoming classes while discussing the complete strings. Okay, so I will be giving that educate actually how to use the combination of the so single quotes and double quotes. So as of now, guys, just I'm giving the touching the, okay, just the surface level things only I'm touching. Okay, just I'm defining the things. So this discussion will be like a very surface level. Okay, don't think that I'm not so going to into in depth of the concepts. So just the it is surface level concepts only. But in the upcoming classes, I will be going into the in depth of the each and everything, especially for the so the strings and the collection data types. Okay. So as of now, let us discuss about the str string. Okay. So s is equal to, for example, group of characters, right? Okay, group of characters. So for example, Rohit. Let us take Kohli. Kohli. King Kohli. So if I check for the print, okay, print S, and check for the print type of S. So type of S. So tell me, if I execute this thing, I will get the strings. Okay, str. Now in place of, I told you we can able to use a so single quotes also, right? So let us remove the single double quotes. Let me keep only sorry, single quotes only. Okay. If I execute this thing, yeah. So let us check. So same thing we will get the same thing or same output we will get. Okay. So one more way is there. So not exactly in strings actually alphabets. I will give so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 value. So tell me what's the output we will get? What's the type we will get here? For
The
example,
string
new
string itself.
string only, right? So if
Yeah,
I execute this thing, we will get the string itself. Okay. So even though we are giving the numerical values here, but still we are representing, we are giving inside the our codes.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a group of characters still. It is a group of characters, right? That is the reason we are getting the string. Okay. So that is a simple representation of the strings. Okay. Yeah. So almost done. Everything is done, guys. Strings will be discussed in detail in the upcoming classes, very in detail actually. Okay, yeah. So next one is, let us see the our collection or advanced data types. So you may have in the you may have question that, sir, already we are having the basic one, right? Again, why we are using the, what is the purpose of so learning or using the our collection data types? Okay, collection data types. Okay. So, right, that's a question that very common sense question we will get, right. So, if you see any example, I am using only one value at a time. For example, age equal 100, only one value I can able to keep. And for example, 14.5. So for 14.0, any every time I'm giving the, okay, one value at a time. For the single variable, I'm storing the only one value only. Okay. So, for example, so let us take a one use case is there. So one scenario is there. So in that scenario, I need to create the 100 values for this thing. Okay. So like a 100 values means, so again based on the understanding of the basic data types, so we have to create the 100 variables for the 100 values. For storing values we are taking means, for storing those values we should take the variables. So that's the reason we have to create the 100 variables. For example, 1000 variables are required means 1000 variables we have to 1000 values required means we have to create the 1000 variables again. So guys, if you practice such kind of things, so do we really think that we are developers? Okay. So for sure, we are, as a developer, we have to give the smart solution for this kind of problems. So having the traditional practices like a basic data type, storing the 1000 values, we have to create the 1000 variables means, so for sure we are not a developers. Okay. So to overcome that problem, so we have to go for the some other thing that is like a collection data types. Okay. So that is a collection data types. So name itself is there, guys. We can able to collectively we can able to store the values. Okay. So in that one, first thing is like a list. మీకు అర్థమైందా? మీకు కెన్ able to understand why we are
Yes.
introducing the collection?
Yeah, yeah.
You think, sorry, I think names are Sai and Gitanjali.
Yes.
Understood? మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది కదా చెప్పేది? Yeah.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. Then, yeah. So let us go to our note here. So let us see the list first of all. Okay. So list ante enti? List means, okay. List works with like list works like an array, an array. Okay. So array means I will tell you, array is also for the storing. It is a purpose to store the some values. Actually, I will tell you. Just wait. So list works like array. So, but the thing is, the difference is, but we store heterogeneous, okay, heterogeneous elements. Okay, elements, or we can say different elements. Different elements, okay, different elements. Okay. So here the difference is, so list works like a array. First of all, array, and so array is like a one kind of something like a, it will store the multiple values. First thing is multiple values. So anyway, I will be discussing the arrays in the numpy. Okay, numpy concept we will discuss in the array. But here, the simple the list also can store the elements, and array also can store the multiple elements. Both can store the multiple elements. But what is the difference is, so list works like a array, but what is the thing is, we store heterogeneous elements in the, or different elements in the list. సో లిస్ట్లో ఏం చేస్తామంటే వి విల్ స్టోర్ ద హెటరోజెనియస్ ఎలిమెంట్స్. ఓకే, like a I mean mix of the different elements. But in the array, For example, we have to store the only unique elements only. For example, so array means, if you take array, if you are working with the array means we have to store either strings only. For example, integers only. Okay, integers and integers is share. Okay, floating numbers and floating numbers is share. So strings and strings is share. But unlike in the list, we can able to use the combined things, like we can use the list string tuple, what is that, list string string, what is that again, floating point number, complex number, boolean values. So combinedly we can able to use. So that is a called as a heterogeneous elements. Okay, so and we represent, okay, we represent so lists this using, so we using what is using the square braces. Okay, square braces. Okay, square braces, or we can say square brackets. So that is a simple thing. Okay, so that is a simple. Okay, let me take one example here. Example is, okay, example is, so I told you, right, for example, creating one variable for lst is a variable name I'm creating. So next one, take the square braces, representation should be in the square braces, right? I'm taking the square braces. So I can take so one is an integer, 1.2523 is like our floating point number. So next one is our python is like our string. Okay, python is string. And after this one, I can take for example true as a boolean value. I can take so you can take for example 3 plus 5j, 3 plus 5j as our complex number. So it is a combination of the everything. But array means array will not take like this, guys. Array will take only integers, means only integers we have to define. Floating point numbers means only floating point numbers, and strings means only strings. Like that, we have to use in the arrays. But in the list, we can able to use the heterogeneous elements of different elements. Okay, so that is a simple understanding of the list. And next one is tuple is there. Tuple also same like our list only. Tuple, okay, tuple works works as same as list only, actually same as same as list, but the thing is, but so here, but we cannot modify modify tuple. So there is a new thing, we can see modifying something. So we cannot modify tuple. So we'll discuss, guys. Don't worry, I will discuss. Okay, just I'm discussing very surface level understanding of the collection data types. So next one is, so how can we represent? We represent tuple represent. Okay, tuple using parenthesis. Okay, so if you open this thing, parenthesis means what it is, simply open close. So this is the example. So we can take example also. So what is the example we can take is, so for example tuple tpl1, tuple1 is equals to, so same thing we can able to, okay, open the what is that parenthesis, and we can able to copy paste same thing. Okay, it is works like a same thing, same like a list only. The major difference is modifying the tuple. We cannot able to modify the tuple. That means at the moment I'm saying that we cannot able to modify the tuple means, so we can able to modify the list, right? Okay, I'm saying the list, tuple and list are same, but in the tuple, I'm telling you one point that we cannot able to modify the tuple. So that is indirectly representing that we can able to modify the list. Okay, anyway I will be discussing that thing. And we can able to use the combined elements, like a, so like what is that, mix of heterogeneous elements or different elements we can use in the, so tuple. So are you clear, understood what I'm saying is?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, great, great. So, and again, set is also somewhat not much important. Not much important. Important. Not, I mean, we cannot say. Generally, we won't use that set in the real time, actually. Okay. Why? I will tell you in the upcoming classes. Just let us see the. So it is stored in the. So a set represent. One second. Represent. A set represent group of elements. Of course, group of elements. Okay, that's the first point. So set stores elements in unordered manner. So because of this feature, so unordered manner. So because of the unordered manner of the our setter, so we won't use the set, okay, much in the real time in the production level. So we represent sometimes we will use, but not frequently. We represent set, okay, we will present set using what is a flower braces, flower bracket, we can say flower bracket. So that is a flower brace in this one. So this is a set means. So set is represent the group of elements. Set store the elements in the unordered manner, and we represent the set using the flower braces. Okay. And last one and most important one, that is the dictionary. Okay. So it store the. So example we can take if you want. Okay. For example is, for example, I will take s1 as a variable, x is equal to, open the square braces, for example, 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, so in this example you won't get much information, guys. So while working with the set, so I mean, I will go in depth about the set and everything, right? On that time we will get the, I will give them much good examples. On that time we will get the good information of the set. Okay, so as of now, take this example. So it store it stores elements in key value pairs. మీకు ఐడియా ఉందా అండి? ఐడియా ఉందా మీకు కొంచెం అంత పైథాన్? ఎవరిబడి
Yeah. అంటే ఈ డిక్ట్ ఐ నో అవి
లేదా? ఐడియా లేదా?
అంతేం లేదు. జస్ట్
గీతందరి
నా
మీకు?
పైస్పార్క్‌లో జస్ట్ బేసిక్స్.
ఆహా! ఓకే.
ఆహ్,
హ్మ్. ఓకే.
మే అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పిన దాంట్లో డిక్ట్ వాడాం అంతే.
ఓకే. ఫైన్.
కీ
ఫైన్.
వాల్యూ పేరు వాడాం.
No issue. So, dict means it stores the elements in the key value pairs. Okay. So, dict represent the, okay. Okay, we represent represent what is the dictionary, so with the flower base. So the presentation is almost same for the set and dictionary flower brackets. Okay, but difference is, so set means a group of elements, but dictionary means the key value base. So I will tell you what is this thing. Okay. Okay, so let me take the example. If with this example you can able to get. Okay, so dictionary, guys, very important actually in the real time in the production. So we will use the dictionary as a temporary database actually. Okay, temporary database. So the advancement of the dictionary is called as a redis is there. Redis concept is also same. It is like a temporary database we will generally use in the production. So if time permits, I will discuss the redis concept in the upcoming classes. సో ఐ మీన్ రెడీస్ కంటే, ఐ మీన్ డిక్షనరీ కంటే అది కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్ వన్, బట్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ సేమ్ ఉంటుంది ఆల్మోస్ట్. బట్ సో రెడీస్ అనేది ప్రొడక్షన్లో ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తుంటారు. నేను చెప్తాను మీకు తర్వాత. ఓకే, so here example we can take, for example, dict1 is a d1 is a dictionary. So I will open the flower braces. For example, one, I told you it is a key value pairs, right? One is a key, and open the what is that colon, and we can able to give the any name. For example, one, okay, comma, and one is a key, and this one is the value. This one is a value. So again, two is a key, colon, and the second thing is, so 2 as a value. Okay, so 3 is a key, and we can take colon, and 3 is a value. Like that we can able to take. If you want, you can able to add one more example. So dictionary 2. Okay, so it is taken on this one. So let me take for example, India. Okay, we have to take the India. India means I will represent the each cricketer. India means, so we can represent who is that? We can represent for example, Kohli, King Kohli. Sorry, Kohli. So next one is, I will represent for example, Australia. Who is the best player in Australia? Who is the best player? Australia. We can take so colon, for example, Ricky Ponting. Okay, Ponting. Okay, So next one is like a, so for example, let us take South Africa. So South Africa, so we can take best player is like a, so De Villiers. Okay, De Villiers. Like that, we can able to, can able to see. So India is a key and Kohli is a value. Australia is a key point. Ricky Ponting is the value. South Africa is a key and De Villiers is a, Abby De Villiers is like a, our, what is that value. So key value pairs these are. Okay, key value pairs. So let us see these things very okay. In implementation part we can see very easily. Let us see this thing. So guys, I'm repeating these things. I am going with the very surface level things only. So I will spend for complete hour on the list only. List. I will spend completely 1 hour in the dictionary. Okay. I will spend so complete like a half an hour or 20 minutes on the tuple, and again 30 minutes on the set like that. Okay, so that is the thing. In the today's class, I'm defining something and I'm giving one example only. So like a surface level understanding only in the today's class. So in the upcoming classes, we will be seeing the things. Okay, yeah. So let me take this example list here. Yeah. So first one is list, right? LST. List. Okay. So this is the one. If I print, so print, so collection LST. Okay, print this thing. You can able to get the print here. Okay, list here. So now let us see the printer type of this thing. You have to check the type, right? Type of, so type of, so LST. Okay, now you can able to get the, it is the list. Correct, it's a list. So collectively we can able to okay, so advantage is what is the disadvantage with the basic one. So at a time we are saving the only one element in the variable, right? But in the lst is a one more variable. So in this one collectively we can able to add more elements. If you are having for example more elements mean we can able to add 100 elements also, 1000 elements also, like that. Okay, so that is a simple understanding we're having. So next one is tuple. So TPL, we can take a tuple. So it is which is works like a, our it is a list only. So I will copy paste same example TP1, TPL1. So copy and paste it here. Paste it here. So now if I print so tuple or TPL1, once again TPL1 variable. Okay. Now if I print so type of, so now type of TPL1. Okay, now if I execute this thing we can able to see it is a, so tuple which is represented in the parenthesis and having the heterogeneous elements, it is a tuple now. Okay, so it is very easy to understand. Next one is like so our group of elements set, right? So set will be represented in the, okay, it is represented in the, so set in the square braces. Okay, now if I check further, let me take this thing. Okay, so in place of s1 is our variable. Okay, s1 is our variable. So can you see 50, 20, 40, 10, 30 like that. So you might wondering that, sir, here we given the sequence of values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? Why we are getting 50, 20, 40, 10 and there is no sequence actually? Okay, can you able to see this thing difference? So ఇక్కడ 10,
Yes.
20, 30 for sequence ఇచ్చాము, బట్ ఇక్కడ మనకి
Yeah.
అవుట్పుట్ లా వచ్చింది 50, 20, 40 ఆ సీక్వెన్స్ లేదు యాక్చువల్లీ.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so that is called as a unordered manner. So because of this feature, this nature of the setter, we won't use that in the real time. Okay, anyway I
Okay,
will be
okay.
discussing guys. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dictionary. So dictionary means again, see it is somewhat good. We can able to see this dictionary. Yeah. So if I execute here, if I check for the all these things again, so so next one is D1 here, and check for the type of D1. If you execute this thing, it is a dictionary 1, 2, 3. Okay, and dictionary. So this is a simple, a basic level, surface level understanding of these things. So in the upcoming classes, so generally we will call it as data structures, right? I will be spending much time on the each and every one. So we will discuss so I mean again we're having a classification too. The classification too you will get better idea now. Okay. So till now we have discussed about the basic and advanced one, right? So if I discuss the classification too also, then you can able to relate with the each and everything. Then it will be very easy to understand. After that one, I will be going in depth of the each and every. So dictionary, set, tuple and list. So we will take this so concept to depth actually. Okay. So that is the understanding for today's class, guys. So ఓకే. మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా క్లియర్‌గా మీకు? ఏ డౌట్ లేదు కదా?
ఆ! లేదు లేదు సార్.
సో, ఎనీ ఇఫ్ ఐ మీన్ డిఫికల్ట్‌గా ఉంటే చెప్పండి ఒకసారి. మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తాను కావాలంటే.